Hey, it's Michael, and it's week 7. A lot happened this week. Look at how busy everything is when it came to this concept of verbs. So, a few thoughts. For one, thanks everyone for trying different methodologies for building a sitemap. And a couple of things to note about sitemaps is they're vaguely easy to change. That's one thing you might have seen all along in this course, is that we're hopefully not spending a lot of time with fidelity because, well, you want to be able to get feedback and change. So, one other thing is that Monday, if something's presented here on Monday, it's not a situation where I'm going to give feedback. Monday is really there just because in the past, sometimes assignments took a little bit longer and weren't necessarily able to be completed on Sunday night. So I gave people this sort of extra day. So remember, it's not a day for feedback. That's Wednesday, probably through Sunday, because the feedback is there to say, hey, try something else. Or did you think about this? Or, in some cases, hey, this might probably not work. Now, in terms of what's going to work to build a site, thankfully we aren't building a site. We're really just, as IAs, are conceiving of a site. And this site is going to contain your database for sure. So ultimately, it's going to be a bunch of records on a page that people can filter or change in some way in order to find something. Now, this used to be outrageously common. Actually, this was the only way to do it. What we're going to introduce shortly are the concepts that you're maybe more used to, such as personalization or priority or even ratings. Actually, ratings is going to be week 8. What do ratings do? Well, they make life a lot easier for you because you're going to start to run into all the problems that come from organizing data. It's very difficult to know how to do it, and that's where you're getting used to that this week. Also, another tip for the class, and I'm going to try to help with this early on, is this is an infinite canvas. I can make it bigger, but you can also make things smaller. So don't forget, oops. Sometimes you can make things smaller. If you're using this format, I mean, this is fine. I just mean if you're using a picture, you can always make it smaller. We can zoom in. So, we'll be a little bit noisier this week, as always, because the fun of doing things in Mural is this is unstructured, right? It doesn't necessarily have any meaning other than the context given to it by this little statement up here. And speaking of statements, nice job. I want to make sure you understand that the reason that everyone did a different navigation technique isn't to say that that's the technique you're going to need to use. You're going to need to use one of these, or 2 of these, or 3 of these. So if you didn't get a chance to look around at other people's examples, it's a great opportunity to kind of see what do these things look like. I will tell you absolutely the one pattern that people tend not to notice is a secondary navigation pattern where one thing is selected at top and then that reveals more things to be selected. It's sort of a top, it's like faceted tabs. It's in here. I think it's in here somewhere. Anyway, it is a probably better than drop-down menus. Come to think of it, these are pretty antiquated because of mobile. That's why if we go down there, navigate, it's just these these sort of tabs. It's a popular thing to do to be able to save space and get to a secondary layer of choice. That's all. Otherwise, I hope everybody enjoyed exploring navigation. You definitely enjoyed talking about mobile, which is fun. And as I said, I am not going to do mobile, although it's most likely that the services you're going to investigate for your final are mobile. So you might want to be aware of these different navigation patterns because they are going to inform why a mobile site works or doesn't work. Now, for each of the sitemaps, I did offer some feedback. I do realize for one reason or another, my perfume ingredients will take a bigger spin as we move forward because there's going to be a kind of a revelation of different ways you can approach this topic. I don't think my sitemap is very clever, and it made me think I should probably redo this to be what this is meant to aspire to, which is what is a user goal? What are you going to do here? It isn't necessarily that I know what I want. I want to be presented with and understand the data that you have. So you're almost taking the first venture into thinking about how another person will react and or interact with your data, which is part of the whole topic of UX. But right now, this is maybe the first thing. I don't think any user would ever understand a sitemap. So this is really still more internal. This is more of a planning document. But thankfully, this week, we get to our good friend wireframes, which might be understandable by somebody. Probably not. I mean, I think there's still insider. And I want to thank Shirley, by the way. Just Shirley went ahead and posted the work that she did on Mural. What she did and what may be helpful to you all is we just want one page. We want, most likely, I would suggest if you've learned how to use frames in Figma, is you select the frame and you export the frame. So just export a picture is what I'm asking. You can link to Figma if you want. I would say at the moment, let's see what the page looks like. And that page should contain the navigation that you decided that you wanted and one choice in that navigation, which might lead you to more navigation, such as filtering or anything you wish. And then your records. So really, this is the week you're going to visualize that HTML. One hint is, remember how we were really into groups in the HTML? In the grouping, you might not display all your data at once. You might actually decide your details section isn't shown. That's one thing. And that's kind of the thought that you're supposed to have had. That's basically it. You're supposed to think, hey, I don't have to show everything in a display where I'm going to show maybe 10 records. For our purposes, we do want to use as much real data as possible. So please start to mark up the real records, the real data that were in those records. If you want to show more than 3 records, which is a nice thing to imagine, you can then use filler text if you want. I'm going to show you a couple of cool things, actually. One of which is, hey, do you need to use Figma? I don't know. It seems fine. It's just a place to draw boxes and text. There's a thing called Whimsical somebody used last time that seemed fine too. I've been happy using pieces of paper. That's a fun way to do all of this stuff. However, you might not be able to find this readable or whatever. I just want to make sure you understand wireframes are sketches. They rarely have color. Almost never. They don't have iconography. They're really just outlines. And that is the rules. I'm showing this update for Sketch once upon a time, not actually quite some time ago. You can plug your data into Sketch and it'll fill in everything for you, which is really important as we've started to see, like who wants to type all that? You can also connect your Airtable directly to your Figma sketch, right? Cool stuff like that. You do not have to do this. You only have a few records, but it's good to know that in data-oriented design that a lot of it doesn't have to be about excessive amounts of typing or so forth. And we're also in the world of AI now, so who knows, you could probably, AI could probably build this wireframe for you, which is fine. As I said, I'm just trying to get at what is a state where all these things are now visible that we have kept under the hood for so long. And this is this week where it's one page and feedback will be given in case, let's say, your navigation may need work, you might need to change your phrases, you might need to understand a journey, and I'll just let you know that our final, this assignment will end next week with that journey, which is called a flow. You're gonna get from one place to the other, which is truly the goal. You'll remember from week 1, hey, I got lost. Remember that whole concept of finding your way around? That is a big part of being an IA. You're trying to help people find their way around. So all the work you've done so far should help inform that journey. But this week it's just one page with your records finally visualized, what portion of the records, and your navigation of how did they get here. It's pretty challenging. I understand we go really fast in this course. Please do your best. Please ask me if you feel intimidated by any of this or whatever. I know I do have some videos. I think I'm reposting this video just in case. I think I go through some of it. If these are helpful, not helpful, love to know. about what would be more helpful. But looking forward to how things go this week. Make sure to, if you post something, to put a comment and mention me so I can get that notification, come in right away, give you some feedback. Cool. Thanks.